How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on
Thank
today.
you so much for coming on. We're so excited to speak with you.
Yes, I'm really excited to be here.
If you could just take a couple minutes to introduce yourself to our community, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I'm Amber Williams. I am a mom of two through donor embryos. And we had a really long road of infertility, almost 10 years, until we went through the donor route. And yeah, I'm also a newborn photographer and a new published, obviously, author of my new book. So, yep. And so it's just really become a passion of mine to kind of not only for my own children, but for other families as well to really embrace their story.
And I want to talk about that. That's something I really want to go into detail about is why is it so important to tell our children their story?
Yes. So the best advice I got when we were first going through this journey was to really never make it a moment where your child remembers hearing, how they came about. So it was just important for us, like from a very young age. She was only like 6 months old, and just really kind of like getting having the conversation natural for us, kind of figuring out like how our family would go about it, like what the terms we were using. Obviously like at an age appropriate
Right.
wording and all of that, but just really that they never remember hearing that it's just so natural and a part
Mm-hmm.
of their story. I feel like really helped kind of like open up the conversation and just allowing, our children, if they have any questions, that
Yeah.
it's a very open relationship and never, making them feel um, like we might be frustrated or not sure how to approach a
Mm-hmm.
conversation, so that they're just really confident in who they are.
Yeah, I totally hear that. We also went a donor route to have our daughter, so
Yeah.
very much understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
Want to make it like it's a fact, like it's just a matter of fact,
Yeah.
and that we wanted her so much, and like that's the best thing is her.
Yes.
So let's talk about the book a little bit.
Yeah.
I would love to hear about the motivation behind the story, if there's any significance between any of the pictures or the phrasing or any of the scenes. Would love to hear just like the behind the scenes look of you writing the book.
Yes. Yeah. So it came about like when we were pregnant with my daughter, we found some other books that obviously like discussed the donor route, but not necessarily like showing her that all families are different.
Mm-hmm.
So I said then like I was going to go on a mission to find a book that I felt like really related and connected to
Yeah.
our story. And I wasn't able to find it. So I was like, you know what? This is on my list. I'm just going to go for it. And
Yeah.
so I found an amazing illustrator, Nicole
The
Steffs. Um,
pictures are beautiful.
yes,
They really, really are.
she did. Yeah, she's amazing. And I've heard from so many families that the illustrations, like, because they're so beautiful and like whimsical, like
Hmm.
the children connect more with it.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and so that was my real motivation was for every child flipping through the pages to feel like a connection from that, like whether a physical characteristic or someone they know,
Hmm.
um, so that it just opens up conversation, like almost like I said, like a light bulb
Yeah.
moment that your child realizes like this is what my story looks like with my family. But then seeing, there's families that are single parents
Hmm.
or through surrogacy, and so
Yeah.
realizing like, oh, we're different, but so is everybody else.
Yeah.
Was really the goal for this book.
Yeah. The inclusion and how different all the characters are. Like you can just see in this one page
Yeah,
so many different kinds of people, and you see, I'm just showing everybody the book,
yeah,
all the different
yeah.
formations of families and surrogacy and everything. Like it's just so beautiful. Um,
So
what was the most impactful thing about writing the book for you?
I would say, really, like I just wanted to instill this self-confidence and empowerment in or in our children, so that no matter what anyone says or no matter what they see when they go out into the world, like they just feel so confident in who they are and knowing how loved they are, how
Hmm.
specifically related, to our journey was
Yeah.
how much we went through to get them.
Right.
And so it was just like that was the main thing I wanted. But more importantly, like I had, my daughter, she has her little Lovey, which is the bunny that you'll see all throughout the book.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
that's what I love. I like the little hidden Easter eggs like that. That's great.
Yes. And then the butterflies, we have 10 butterflies, and that kind of represented all the embryos that we've lost. I
Oh,
went through a
wow.
few miscarriages, but in between each child, and
Sure.
also we transferred a few that didn't make it. So it was just kind of a way to honor those babies.
That's
Um,
beautiful.
and and yeah, and so of course, my son, he's already one now, but he's in there as well.
Thank
Um,
you.
and just really, it shows like our story. I wanted to be more about the children, so
Hmm.
that you could see there was a part of, how the parents' journey was, but what led it to the children.
Right. And then I love just the phrasing. Is there any significance between kind of the words that you used or um, anything kind of like that?
Um,
Like,
well, I tried to keep it very kind of age appropriate, like the toddler years. So I say
yeah.
between like 2 to 8 is ideal,
Mhm.
for them to really
Yeah.
connect,
Yeah.
but really capturing the rhyming aspect of it, because at least with my daughter and knowing that a lot of children connect to that and memorize things that way.
Hmm.
So when it's in a rhythmic way that it helps them remember it.
Yeah.
And just really, again, like instilling how special they are. So it says, you were created with God's special care, and just showing them that they're loved no matter what.
It's just so beautiful.
Yep.
What has the response to the book been?
So it's actually been amazing. Uh, first of all, I got a couple of words already, so that was a shock. I had no idea this was my first book, and so it's been awarded by the Golden Wizard and then also the Mom's Choice Awards. So that was pretty
Wow,
exciting.
that's amazing.
Just knowing that like families are reading it who may have not done IVF or donor
Hmm.
conception or surrogacy, but just having these conversations with their kids, about other families, it has been really incredible. Like hearing just, families who, specifically the ones who were donor conceived, and like it was released. This book was extra special. It was released on her son's birthday. So just hearing all these stories, like it makes me teary-eyed thinking about all the kids reading it, has really been great.
That's beautiful. And I'm sure it's just going to continue to make more and more of an impact. Um,
Yeah, I hope so.
uh, I'm trying to think of what, like, I feel like we just covered so much, but um, what, what do you think? I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it.
Yeah.
What do you think is the hardest part? Like, if we didn't have books like this, what do you think? How do you think we would have conversations with our kids about where they came from and how art came to be and everything? Like, I wonder what the other options kind of would be to talk about them. Like, how do we empower our children with their story?
Yeah, and it was actually something again when we were on our journey in the beginning, and I've been continuing to research, specifically adults who were either donor
Mm-hmm.
conceived or through IVF, and seeing and hearing all the stories, how they grew up, like hearing their story, what was like received well, what didn't
Right.
work, what their families talked about. Like obviously, years ago, it was a very taboo subject.
Right.
And I think the fact that now it's being more openly discussed,
Mm-hmm.
helps our children, feel validated. I just think it's so important that we validate their feelings, and from their their story, like who they are, so that they can always, come to us with any questions.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like navigating, I know, like, obviously she's only 5, but it's going to be different when she's a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
But just really like there's going to be times she asks questions and we're not really sure how to
Right.
answer it. And just coming from a place like of openness and saying, well, I don't really know that answer, but I'll look into it and we'll talk about it. Rather than, saying, well, I don't know. And then like hoping they never bring it up again.
Right.
So I just think, again, validating and instilling that like honesty, trust, and understanding that we're all on this road together. Like they've never been down this road, we've never been. So it's like navigating this new unfamiliar territory.
Right.
That luckily we have books nowadays that it can help the conversation process with them.
Have you had conversations already with this, like with your daughter about this? Like, have questions come up? How has that kind of been?
Yeah.
Because my daughter's turning 3,
Okay.
so I'm trying to get ready for when the questions come up.
Yes. Yeah. So we used anonymous embryos, so we don't have any of communication or anything like that. Like we have their background, health and all of that, but we don't know like who they are and stuff like that. So it has come up specifically. We have my son now who's 1, and they are not genetic siblings. So we use 2 different donor embryos to get each of them. And so it's come up like as far as the physical characteristics, like, oh, like his eyes are different, or like things like that. And so it's navigating kind of like, yeah, that's how he was made. Like he looks different. We all look different from each other. And she kind of grasps the subject as far as like she knows for sure we used doctors to conceive. Like she knows the whole process of the shots and everything because she was present for it for my son. And understanding, that some really special people gave us this gift. They helped us.
Right.
And so she's a little, like she doesn't totally understand the terminology. Like she'll say, well, this is me as an egg and like things like that. But still, like she definitely gets it. And I don't think we realize that they do. Like it's just, if it's a matter of fact, that they don't even think anything different. And so, yeah, it's kind of, that's what so far we've been going through. But yeah, just from the very beginning, like when she was really little, we would just read books and kind of talk about it because it helped us, like I said, like figure out how we were going to approach it, but also just that she knows it's just part of her story. So it's pretty incredible to see.
Yeah, it just is.
Yeah.
And they're so bright. They absorb everything. They are so aware. They teach us so much. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. We could go on especially about that in its own.
Yeah, and that's why these books are so important, because this is such an important conversation that you want to just open it up as much as you can and make it as comfortable as possible. And this book definitely does that. It's written so beautifully, and like we said, the pictures are beautiful, and now I've learned that they're significant as well. So that's fantastic. Yeah. I know I've taken up a bunch of your time. Just the last thing that I want to ask is if you have any words of warrior wisdom to share with our community about getting through their journey.
Yeah, so I would say the most important thing that I took away from this was finding community. So, obviously in a world of social media, we can now connect with families who have also been down the same journey. So really just like when you're in the thick of it, you feel alone. And just knowing that you're not, that it is, especially in fertility right now, it's 1 in 6. Like it's a very common thing that now we're more aware of and it's talked about more. But that was really what helped us down that road. And then again, like I've connected with quite a few families who use the same clinic that we did. So through social media, and I took so I found another online support group, and the leader of it, I had no idea, but she's actually lives only like 10 minutes away from us.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and both her children were donor embryos as well. So
Wow.
it's amazing to have that connection and have, you know, your children grow up with other families who are just like them. So that would definitely be that was super helpful for me.
Well, amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so, so much for coming on to chat with us. I really,
Of
really enjoyed
course.
talking with you. And thank you for writing such a beautiful book.
Thank you. Yes, I loved being on here and I loved sharing about it. So
Thank
thank
you.
you. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.